I'm back. Just a little thing. I mean, I was reading this really long article. I don't even know if this is a legit site. It's varsitytutors.com, archiving early America. I'm sure it is. I mean, it's an archive, but I'm reading about Thomas Jefferson randomly. I made that stupid top five hottest presidents list earlier, and I'm just not in the mood to play any game yet. Um, I was just been sitting around reading voraciously, and that Thomas Jefferson was number five on my list, and he got me really interested in his the way he lived. I know his views on slavery. Personally, like he was like a lot of people back then, he viewed it as wrong and immoral, but he didn't do nothing about it. So, but yeah, other than that, he was actually ahead of his time in a lot of ways. I'm trying to see where I should start with this. It's a really long article, like I said. So I'm just gonna break down like some of his health habits and like I don't know like what this is for. I mean, I'm just sharing some things I learned about him, I guess. And if anybody hears this, you might pick up a thing or two. Like he lived a lot like I lived. Like it's really hilarious. Like this dude was so ahead of time. He lived in the 18th century and he thought like this. This is how he lives. Thomas Jefferson. I don't know how long this video is going to be. Who cares? It'll be as long as it needs to be. Thomas Jefferson started each day early. What like me? Whether I retire to bed early or late, I rise with the sun. Me too. Like I can go to bed at midnight, 8 o'clock, 4 in the morning. I wake up at 8 every day. 8:16 is like the actually no, that was today. On a usual day, it's weird, man. It's like 7:16 on a usual day. I swear to God, I wake up at 7:16 every day, like I have a clock in my body, biological clock. And but today was 8:16. I didn't have the greatest weekend, so I probably just needed a little extra hour to recoup. Um, like some shit's just been pissing me off. Like fucking Amazon, like it's not little. Like I'm not rich. I not even close. I'm not even moderately wealthy. Like, I can't afford to go to the dentist. Like I just found out that dental problems. I can relate to that. I can't afford to go to the dentist. I use sensitive toothpaste and I need my fucking mouthwash. And Amazon's supposed to do that. I ordered it 2 days ago. It got delayed. They said it was gonna come today between 7 and 11. It's not here. Not fucking. I had to talk to the customer service person, and they're like, "It'll be here today for sure." They gave me a refund. A refund won't do shit. I gotta brush my fucking teeth. Like, man, what is wrong with these ass? $1 trillion company, you can't send me 2 items? Anyways, he rose as soon as he could read the hands of the clock, kept directly opposite his bed. He started his own fire and soaked his feet in cold water. Jefferson maintained that his foot bath attributed to his good health. Jefferson, he lived to 84 years old. Jefferson was rare for his day in that he often bathed. That's not great. Franklin was adverse to water baths, opting instead to stand nude in the wind to take an air bath. Oh boy. Jefferson slept 5 to 8 hours a day in a semi-reclining position since his bed was too short for his height. He was 6'2". The position facilitated his habit of reading in bed. I never go to bed without an hour or half hour's previous reading of something moral. We're on to ruminate in the intervals of sleep. I need to start doing that. Like I've never been a sleep before bed type person, but I'm thinking about starting to keep a book on my nightstand just to see if I'll pick it up one day. Maybe the Bible. I've already read the Bible, but I like to revisit some books in there. But why not a vegetarian? As we understand the term today, this is where it gets good. Jefferson was unusually moderate in his consumption of meat and was notable for the amount of variety of vegetables that he ate. His granddaughter wrote, he lived principally on vegetables. Little meat he took seemed mostly as a seasoning for his vegetables. Jefferson's fondness for vegetables can be traced in his garden books that contain thousands of entries detailing the many varieties that he grew for his own consumption. Two of his favorites were peas and cucumbers. I mean, obviously, I'm a big vegetable fan. I mean, I grow these massive gardens every year. And I should probably start recording my cultivations like he did. But as the founder of it'll be fun to look back on one day when I'm old, if I make it to old age. As the founder of University of Virginia, Jefferson had a say in all aspects of his building and operations. He did. Dude was so smart, man. He's so fucking smart. He drew up the daily menu for the students. It was heavy on vegetables and fruits. Only the midday meal included small pork. Like, dude sounds like a fucking like a hippie, like a fucking liberal. Like for what the fuck? Yeah, I mean, he was a liberal. I mean, to be a founding father, and he was one of the founding fathers that actually promoted democracy. So he was a liberal in the legit sense of the word. He was a classical liberal. He was like a libertarian. For breakfast, wheat or cornbread at the choice of each. He was not conservative. Obviously, there was no like if they were conservative, you would have just stayed with the king. Like 70% of people wanted to. Wheat or cornbread at the choice of each particular with butter or milk. Or cafe au lait, which I had to look up. Like, what the fuck is cafe au lait? It's just coffee with milk. I drink that. I was drinking it right as I looked it up. At the choice of each. Why do you call it that? Trying to sound fancy like the French. You know, the founding fathers love the French. That's our oldest ally. No meat. For dinner, a soup, a dish of salt meat, a dish of fresh fruit. Oh, why did I say fresh fruit? Fresh meat, and as a great variety. What? And as great variety of vegetables, well cooked as you please. Oh, okay. For supper, corn or wheat bread. I'm losing my energy here. I can't read for long periods of time. I just get lose focus. The old ADHD. Corn or wheat bread at their choice, and milk or cafe au lait also at their choice, but no meat. Their drinks at all time, water, a young stomach needing no stimulating drinks, and the habit of using them being named. I mean, I didn't start drinking coffee when I was like 25. I get that. I didn't really need it. Jefferson also advised collegians that a strong body makes the mind strong. He wrote to his favorite nephew, Peter Carr. In order to progress well in your studies, you must take at least 2 hours a day to exercise, agreed. For the health, I'd do like 8. For health must not be sacrificed to learning. Walking is very important, agreed. Never think of taking a book with you. How do you walk reading? The object of walking is to relax the mind. You should therefore not permit yourself even to think while you walk, but divert yourself by the objects surrounding you. Walking is the best possible exercise. Jefferson headed his own recommendation, his own recommendation concerning exercise. Oh, he daily walked to this state. Despite his advice, though, his favorite form of physical exercise was horseback riding. All right, here's the fun part. Jefferson felt that the mind as well as the body should be exercised. He wrote to his 15-year-old daughter. And if I have a daughter one day, or just kid in general, I'm going to use this same list for them. It is your future happiness that interests me, and nothing can contribute more to it than contracting a habit of industry and activity. Of all the cankers of human happiness, none erodes with so silent yet so painful a tooth as insolence. Body and mind, both unemployed, our being becomes a burthen. Not burden, burthen. I don't even know what that means. B-U-R-T-H-E-N. And every object about us loathsome, even the dearest. I talk. Idleness begets ennui, the hypochondria, and that a diseased body. Exercise and application produce order in our affairs, health of body, cheerfulness of mind, and these make us precious to our friends. These precious to our friends. I love this guy. To make sure that his daughter was not idle and exercise body and mind, Jefferson devised the following schedule for his teenage daughter. Number 1, from 8 to 10, practice music. I like that. 2, from 10 to 1, dance one day and draw another. I do those both. From 1 to 2, draw on the day you dance and write a letter the next day. I've never wrote a letter. From 3, I had a pen pal in France when I was in French in middle school, high school. I don't know. Anyways, from 3 to 4, read French. He really liked the French, huh? From 4 to 5, exercise understandable. I mean, they helped him win the Revolutionary War. From 4 to 5, exercise yourself in music. From 5 to that time, read English, write, etc. I never understood why an English speaker would need to read English. Jefferson was adverse to tobacco usage. I mean, I'm literally doing it. I'm reading English. What does that mean? Like read a dictionary? Feeling it is that dangerous to his health. Okay, full disclosure. I smoked tobacco from when I was 20 to 26. Quit in September 2017. And it was the dumbest decision I ever made by far. I was smoking cigarettes and vaping at the same time near the end. And I'm like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, I was supposed to use one to quit the other. I was doing both. I'm like, this is so stupid. Anyways, he's averse to tobacco usage, feeling it dangerous. I'm glad I have good self-control for that. He calls his cultivation of it a culture productive of infinite wickedness. And this is why it's funny. This from a person whose economy was based on the growing of tobacco. The dichotomy in Jefferson's character can be seen in other aspects of his life, such as his views on slavery. One thing he was not ambivalent about was his love of wine. I used to love wine too. I used to drink boxed wine, bottled wine. My favorite wine was Apothic Red. I used to drink that pretty much every day. He felt that wine was indispensable for his health. One of the most knowledgeable wine connoisseurs to ever hold national office. He advocated the virtues of wine tasting, or wine stating. No nation is drunken where wine is cheap, none sober where the dearness of wine substance ardent spirits as the common beverage. His own alcohol use was moderate and often watered down to lessen the effects. He had 3 to 4 glasses at dinner, basically none any other time. For me, I would drink after work, so just like get fucked up, then just to forget about work and just fall asleep. I'm glad I don't do that anymore. Let's see, is that it? Oh, and in contrast, that's it. But in contrast to George Washington, he drank 3 or 4 bottles of wine a day. Like, I couldn't even imagine. Like, I drank, like, I think half a bottle, something like that. I mean, bottle lasted about a couple of days, 3 days. But, yeah, anyways, Thomas Jefferson's views on women. Yeah, I'm sure that's really interesting. But I'm not going to go that right now. Hey, those are some fun facts about Thomas Jefferson, healthful habits. Maybe somebody pick up something from this. Like, I would, but I already do all these things. So I'm a lot like Thomas Jefferson, turns out. Oh, but yeah, he was a really smart guy ahead of his time, pretty much living in the 21st century and the 18th century. And what a mixed bag of character. So weird. He's like, dude, okay, here's another one weird fact about him out in the video. He had a pet mockingbird named Dick. And he would let it eat from his mouth, carried it around on his shoulder, he would fly in the house. I love this fucking guy, man. Anyway, this time is Jefferson. Take it easy.